So guys, following my last video that I did, which I did about 5 or 6 days ago I think it was, on my first efforts at toy photography, I thought I'd just run by a couple of the bits of equipment that I've been using, starting off with some of the toys that I've got. What I'm going to do is probably a bit far for you to see from where you are there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a handheld camera, trusty Sony, and we're going to talk through what I've bought, why I bought it, how much I paid for it, and where I got it from. Okay guys, so here is a little collection of what I've got so far. Started off buying the smaller Star Wars figures, the 3.75 inch ones. So I've got R2-D2, Han Solo, Chewbacca, Boba Fett, and a tiny little Stormtrooper. They're great figures, they've got quite good detail. The only problem with these ones, the arms and the knees don't move very well, so it's like they're straight legged and straight armed. Boba Fett is just one of the actual proper toy ones where his arms move up and down when you push his cannon down. Chewbacca again, same as Han Solo. Them two came together for like £2 I think it was. I think Boba Fett was about £3.50, R2 was a couple of quid, and I think this Stormtrooper was £1. This Stormtrooper is, I believe, a black edition Star Wars figure that's the 3.75 inch one. My only concern with him is that he's quite awkward to stand up in a natural position. So I decided to buy some 6-inch Star Wars black edition figures. They've actually come out quite well. I actually really like the detail on them, the articulation on them is brilliant, and they're not too expensive. So I started out with, who did I get first? I think Rey came first. She came with this staff, BB-8, lightsaber, and her. Then I had Phasma, Kylo, and the Stormtrooper all turn up, and those were the main figures I took out with me last week on my old video. I also got Iron Man as well. Really good detail on the Iron Man. I really like this one, especially once you get into Photoshop and start lighting up his chest and his eyes. This was probably the most expensive one I've bought so far. I think it was about £26 I think it was. He comes with like loads of detachable arms and blasters and stuff like that. I haven't used those yet really. So as you can see, we're doing quite well. I got quite a good deal on Darth Vader. I got that on a local Facebook group for £10, including all the box and everything. But my two best deals so far have been Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Flame Trooper. I got those out of the Entertainer toy shop we have here in England. Those were £5.50 each, down from 20. So yeah, I'm not a fond lover of this Stormtrooper. I don't like the shape of his helmet. That's such a bad thing to say. I don't like the shape of his armour. But for a £5, I think it's actually he's quite a good character to have in the back of a picture, rather than, like say, face on like a Stormtrooper or Kylo Ren. I am quite baddie heavy at the moment, which the only other ones I'm really looking at getting are Darth Maul and who else? Boba Fett, but a 6-inch version of Boba Fett. Boba Fett is my favourite character, but at the moment, like I say, I've got enough here to start and carry on with. Another figure I've also bought is tiny little Ant-Man. As you can see, he comes on a bullet. I think I saw him originally on Wish.com, but I managed to get him just as cheap and quicker on eBay. But what I did is, first thing he was attached to the bullet like that. But first thing I did was I got a Stanley knife, lit it under a lighter, and made a clean cut on his foot. So now what that means is I can prop him up in photos in the running position. So I'll put a couple of the photos up now of what I've done. Okay, right, so there you go. So the photos have come out quite well. This is how I've been holding him up. All I've got is a safety pin. I actually just came up with this quickly at work when I had 5 minutes. Safety pin that's bent up in like a 45-degree angle at the end, shoved into the bottom of his foot in a hole that I've made. And then I just put a little counterweight on the end to make him stand there. So what I do is when I take a shot of him, I take the shot like this, and then take another shot without anything in the way, and then just use the erase tool in Photoshop just to get rid of this bit. So yeah, I've been doing a few of those. I think he's probably my favourite character to photo at the moment, just because I like the scale. Okay guys, so you see the figures that I've got. I didn't spend too much on them. You can get them quite cheap. If you look on the Facebook groups, and if you look on eBay, you can get them second hand. Or like Entertainer, that was a great little find yesterday. For this 10 quid I got 2 extra figures. They weren't ones I was looking for, but they help. They're quite handy to have. Some other things that I've bought for this photography. This bad boy. This is a plug hole unblocker gun, I believe it is. You can get them on Amazon quite cheap. All you do is pump it up, and it has like an air reservoir. You pull the trigger, and it fires out a great big jet of air. And that, what I've been using that for, is to help with explosions and stuff behind the figures. I've only tried it once. Where I wasn't very sandy or gritty when I used it last weekend. Another thing I did try, which didn't work out very well, were these. They're called flaming cake fountains. So they're pretty much cheap crap fireworks that you can use indoors. They're like candles that you put in the middle of a cake. You light it, creates like a little jet of fire with some sparks. I was trying to kind of mimic some kind of explosion behind the characters. Unfortunately it didn't work very well. I only took one picture, which I'll show now. Okay, right, so what I have ordered are some crackling balls of fire from Amazon. Those are the little round like bangers. I think they're about that big, with a little fuse on. You light them, they like explode a little bit, and then do a bigger explosion with fire and crackling. You get 9 in a pack for about 6 quid, so it's not too bad. Give them a try the next time I go out. What else have I got? The one thing I did struggle with is I took my big tripod that this is on at the moment, which is a great big 6 foot tall tripod, which I kind of had it inverted, so the actual tripod mount was underneath the legs, which was great, but it was just a bit too big and cumbersome. So what I'm going to get is one of them really low, just 3-legged base tripods that you can get on eBay for like a couple of quid. Like I say, we're going to go out next week, I think we are, just to do some more photography. There are a couple of abandoned buildings around here that I'll probably go and visit, because I don't want to take everything in the woods. I did find when I was out last week some rusty farm equipment, and that's where I took a couple of pictures of Iron Man. The Star Wars ones were alright, but the Iron Man was the best one. Editing, I'm not finding too hard either. It's really straightforward, just a little bit of colour adjustment. The Iron Man one, just light up his chest in in Photoshop, which is straightforward. I've tried doing the lightsabers, but they don't come out very well, so I'm kind of learning on that. But what I will do is I will do a tutorial video of that in the future. Once I get it, because at the moment I'm not confident. They don't look great. I'll show you one now. Actually, here's one that I've done. As you can see, that it doesn't look like it's part of the movie. But again, when I get 10-15 minutes, I'll just carry on practicing. I'm sure I'll get there in the end. But you don't need any special equipment. Just a camera, some figures, and some ideas. So what I do is every time I see an idea of toy photography, what I do is I go into my notes on my phone and just create myself a little list of what's next. So the Ant-Man walking in front of someone's foot was a picture I did today. Here it is, so it looks quite well. I did try and do Ant-Man stood under a leaf whilst it was raining on top. Didn't come out very well, but that is another thing I'm going to be trying in the near future, because I do like that idea. But yeah, no, I'd say follow us on Instagram, because I'm always putting pictures up and coming up with ideas. I had Ant-Man running across the keyboard of my Mac the other day. Here's that picture. Okay, so as you can see, that's come out quite well. That was a little 5-minute video where I took a picture of Ant-Man in the way, and left the tripod in the same position, same manual focus, then took him away, took the same picture and just used the erase tool in Photoshop. Come out really well, really loving the toy photography. I'm going to take it to the next level with them crackling balls of fire, hopefully. But yeah, no, I'm loving it. If there's anyone got any suggestions or have any ideas of what they'd like to see, just let me know in the comments. Like I say, I'm learning myself as I'm going along with you guys, but I'm loving it. I think it's one of my favourite means of photography at the moment. I do love like landscape and portraits and abstract stuff, but the toy stuff I'm really enjoying because I love Star Wars, I love Marvel, I love all them kind of things. So yeah, it's actually going really well. But if you follow us on Instagram, because that's where all the photos actually go, or on the Facebook #media Facebook group, like I say, it's all there waiting. Like I say, if you've got any ideas, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. Like I say, we're going to be doing one next weekend. I've got to try and find time for it. Like I said in the last video, we're going to be moving soon, so I'm going to have to uproot all of the house and all of my stuff. But it just means new locations, which I'm really looking forward to. Anyway guys, just a very quick video today. There's nothing of any substance to it, just some ideas and a quick idea of what I've got and why I've got it. Thanks for watching guys. Like I said earlier, don't forget to follow us on Instagram because that's where all the photos go. And if you want to see more of these videos, subscribe to us. Cheers guys.